Hey, what's going on, guys? Second grade, Mr. Hunter here. I am here with your math lesson for today. We should be on lesson 112. Wow, we are moving fast. And we're going to be talking about today pages 223, pages 224. I'm sorry, that's what page you should be on. So all you have to do is have your pencil. Make sure you have your thinking caps on for math because we're going to be diving even deeper into some work today. What we're going to be talking about, and I'll first off just let you know, you have it up here on the board if you want to see, but we're talking about Roman numerals. We're going to be solving subtraction problems, borrowing from the thousands place like we did yesterday. We did a little intro into multiplication just to give you an idea of how you can break it down step by step for multiplying. It seems like it could be hard, but guys, if you really just start with the basics, really follow the steps in the beginning, it's going to help you. And next thing you know, you're going to be multiplying huge numbers like 10 times 15, and you'll be able to do it without an issue. Okay, we're going to be talking about the equivalent value of money. So what that means is if you see something like a word problem and it says somebody has 4 dimes and 8 nickels, you're going to be able to add up in your head and in your mind or write it down on the sheet of paper and know what they're talking about. Now, in the past, what we've done is we've seen the actual quarters, we've seen the actual dimes, we've seen the actual pennies. But now what you're going to be able to do is take the actual word and just hear somebody say 6 dimes. And you're going to know right off the bat, oh, 6 dimes. If I'm counting my 10 6 times, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, so the 6 dimes is 60 cents. You're going to be able to do that without any issues, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. So just stay with me, take your time, don't stress. Okay, everybody do something for me, all right? Because I'm getting situated right now. I want you to take a deep breath. And then you know what else can help? If you ever feel like stressed, or you feel like you don't worry, or you're worrying, you don't know what's going on, or you're not understanding, you know what you can do? I know this isn't our Bible class, but say a quick prayer. I do it all the time. Sometimes when I'm struggling to do something and I need some help, I'm like, God, help me get this understanding. Help me to do this right. Okay, so you can do that too. Just take a deep breath, relax, trust me. I'm going to help you. I'm going to try to give you all the tools necessary to help you as we're building during this time. Okay, so here we go. We're going to keep going. You're going to be interpreting information to solve story problems. And then guess what, guys? There's a big word, division. We've learned multiplication so far. Just recently, we've done adding, subtraction, known the sums and differences. We've known the factors, which is the answer for multiplying. Now we're going to go into division. I hope you're smiling because division, it is a big step, but it's a lot of fun. And you guys, I know you're so smart. Solomon, Naomi, Mackenzie, Ada, Michael, you guys are going to be able to get this without any problems. And guess what? Mr. Hunter is here to help you. And we're going to walk through this thing together. Okay, so by now you should have your name on your page. You should have the date on the page as well. And let's dive in. Okay, so let's look at number 1. And hopefully, if you don't have it right now, why don't you get out your Roman numeral sheet as well? Okay, so get out your Roman numeral sheet, and we're going to do some practice to relate that. Okay, so number 1, it says use Roman numerals to count by 5s. Why don't we just, for warm up, count by 5s ourselves? Let's count by 5s to 50. All right, ready? Begin. 5, 10. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We're not done yet. We've done that so easy too many times. So we're going to count backwards from 50 all the way back down. All right, let's ready, begin. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Gotcha. Just want to make sure you're counting right. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and in Espanol, in Spanish, they say cero. Everybody say cero. That means 0. So we're back down to 0. So that wasn't hard. But what we're doing now is we're going to use the Roman numerals to count by 5s. We're not going to say it. There's no language to say it. You just have to write it. So what is the letter that we use in Roman numerals for 5? Who can tell me? Do you know? All right, if you do know, that letter is V. So that's 5. What is the letter for 10? There we go. So we got 5, we got 10. All right, that's it right there. And if you need to, you write it underneath there. So now what comes at the 10? We got 15. So what do we need to do? We have 5 and a 10. we're going to be using these numbers. If we add this number and or this letter and that letter, that gives us 15. So what do? Can I put a V and an X together? Oh, yeah, I can put a V and an X together, but which order does it need to be in? The X has to go first. The bigger number has to go first when you're adding on. Okay, so we're going to put an X, which is 10, and then a V right next to it is going to mean 15. All right, so what are we doing after that? Are we going up higher? What is after 15? 20. So do we add X and two V's? Because the V is 5, so we can put XVV, right, for 20? No, what we're supposed to do is put two what? Two X's. So that's going to be, give us right there, that's going to be 20. All right, so that's 20 right there. After that, what do? We have 20, so we have two X's, so we know we're going to go to 25. All right, so what we can do is we put two X's there because we know that's 20. But how do we put the 5? The V, yeah, the V. So we'll put the V right next to that, and that's going to give us 25. So you see what we did there? We put the V is 5, X is 10. X in front of the V gives us 15. Two X's equals 20. And then two X's with the V after it gives us 25. Okay, now I'm going to let you guys do this one on your own. We have to go to the number 30. Look back and see, how should we put a 30 right here? We had one X for 10. We had two X's for 20. How many X's do you think we need for 30? I'll give you a hint. The number is in the tens place. That's right. We need three X's. So we're going to put X, X, X. And that gives us 30 for Roman numerals. Do you guys realize you just counted to 30 by Roman numerals? I want you to practice that. Do it again. And you can do it without me. But that's how you count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Notice in this example, we only use two letters. But the proper placement, everybody say proper placement. The proper placement of the letter makes it correct. If you put this V in front of the X, it's still next to the X, but is it correct? No, it's wrong. So you have to make sure you put the proper placement in play. All right, let's go to number 2, because now we're going to be writing differences. And how did you guys do with the counting yesterday, with the subtracting from the thousands place or the adding from the thousands place? Did everybody do good? Give me thumbs up. All right, I think that's everybody. Everybody did pretty good, right? If you didn't do well, let me know. Send an email. Have mom and dad send me an email. Let me know. We'll try to work something out for you. But I believe you guys handled it pretty fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at number 2, problem number 2. All right. And I'm actually going to get my eraser, and I'm going to erase this while we're looking. All right. So we have a big number. We have not just the hundreds place. We have the thousands place. So we're going to be looking at this and writing this number down. So what we have is 8,145. All right. 8,145. And we're going to say, we're going to minus 2,303. Okay, so those are big numbers. Those are big numbers. So what do we do first? If you know what we do first, we always start here at the ones place. You always start at the ones place because that is the one that's going to determine if you have to borrow or take away anything. So if you start over here, the whole answer would be wrong. So start at the ones place. So the ones place gives us a 5 and a 3. So we're taking 3 from 5. How much does that leave us with? It leaves us with 2. So we're going to write a nice 2 down there. And then we have 4 minus 0. What is that going to give us? I think we know that. That's pretty easy. That's going to be a 4. And now, here's where we have to really go to work and pay attention. Can we take 3 away from 1? No, we cannot. That's easy. But what do we do next is the part that's going to make sure and determine if our problem is correct or if it's wrong. We have to take away 1 from 8. So you know how to do this. You're going to take 1, and that's going to be 7 now. But then you're going to add that 1 over here. So instead of 1, now that's 11 minus 3. So when you take 3 away from 11, what is that number going to be? If you have a number line, go ahead and write it down. Mackenzie, Solomon, anybody who has a number line, you can use it. If you don't need one, that's totally fine. What you're going to do now is take 11 and minus 3, and that's going to give you 8. And guys, again, when you're taking your time like this, I know you want to run through the test and move it, and you're like, Mr. Hunter, you're going too slow. I already know the answer. That's fine. The reason why I'm doing this is sometimes we move too fast because we say, oh, I've done this before. And then there's a trick in there. So there may not be a trick, there may not be something you overlook, but you always, especially in math, you always want to take your time. When you guys get older, and some of you are getting money right now, when you guys get older and get your own jobs, when you start buying things out of your own money, you know what's going to happen? You're going to want to make sure you know exactly where every number goes. Because if you're not paying attention, if you're not knowing where the money goes, you're going to end up spending more than you should, or end up with less money than you should and want to have. You're going to say, where did my money go? You don't want to be stuck like that. So make sure you pay attention to the details. Everybody say details. Everybody say details. Tell your parents today when they ask you, what did you learn in math? Tell them you said, Mr. Hunter told me to pay attention to the details. And I guarantee they're going to smile. All right. So now what you're going to do is take 7, you're going to minus 2, and that's going to give us 5. All right. So I'm going to write down there. My marker is acting up, but we're going to write that there. Okay. So our problem is done and we can move on. Wait, why are you guys yelling at the computer? I forgot something. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, put a little apostrophe up there, and then we're all wait. That wasn't. I can't put an apostrophe. Wait, oh, you put an apostrophe in language. You don't put an apostrophe there. Okay, so that's for plural nouns. What I need to do is I need to put a comma. All right, a comma lets me know that the answer is correct, and the comma has to be placed in the right spot, or else the problem is wrong. Does anybody else notice where I didn't place a comma? All right, right there. Okay, you guys got to make sure. I think my marker's running out here, so I want to make sure I'm getting that right. All right, so you have that all set. All right, we'll put this marker down and get up my trusty red marker. Hopefully that works now. So that should be your answer for the first problem in number 2, 5,842. We have 5 thousands, 8 hundreds, 4 tens, and 2 ones. Make sure you know what the places are. This is a thousands place. This is a hundreds place. This is a tens place. And this is the ones place. So make sure not only that you get the answer right, but you know what place the number is in each time, okay? You're going to work on the other problems there on number 2. And then you're going to do the same thing for number 3, except this one, you're going to be adding. You're going to be doing the addition, writing the sums. Should we do one together? Yes? You guys like hearing me talk? All right, we'll do one together. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the first problem, and it says 5,546. All right, 5,546, and then that's going to be plus, not minus this time, plus 4,000, and that's going to be 114. All right, so does everything look right so far? I got my commas in the right place, everything in the right place? Okay, so now we have 6 plus 4. What does that give us? That gives us 10. Okay, wait a minute. I can't write 10 down here, so I write the 0. Where does the 1 go? I got to carry the 1. So the 1 goes up here, and I got to plus that, just so you know, so you make sure. So 4 plus 4. Oh, I'm sorry. I have it over here. So that's why, guys, I just made a classic mistake, just so you guys can see. So you see how I wrote it? I know where the places go, but I need to write it clearly. The 4 needs to be directly under the 6, because I was just about to add 4 plus 4. That would have made my problem wrong. This 4 is under the 6. So make sure that you're writing neatly and you know exactly where the numbers are and where they're supposed to go. So that 4 is going directly under there. Then that is a 1. Then that is a 1. See how easy that was? I fixed the problem just like that. All right, so now we have 4 plus 1 is 5. But then we have another 1 at the top. So 1 plus 5 is 6. You got it. All right. Now what's this? 1 plus 5. We just added it already. So that's going to be another 6. All right. Now, what do? Always write the comma first so you don't forget. So that's the comma. That's too big. I'll erase that. That's the comma. And then we have 5 plus 4. There's a lot of 5s in this problem. All right. 5 plus 4 is going to give us 9. And so our final answer is going to be 9,660. So that should be your answer for there. I want you to take the same steps, take it slow, and apply that to the next problem that you're going to do on your own. Okay, but we're going to move forward first. All right, let's look at number 4. It says draw the lines to match. All right, so if you have your Roman numeral worksheet, that's totally fine. I don't care. You can use it as a sheet to help you. But before you do, I want you to try to fill these out without any help. Okay, so look at the X. We have 3 X's. Wait a minute. If we just counted at the top in the first problem when we had 3 X's, we already know what that means. So 3 X's equals what? X equals 10. So if you have 3 of them, that's 10, 20, 30. Is there a 30 down there? Yes, there is. So you have to match it. Draw your line all the way down there. The next one is a C. What does a C mean? Does anybody know? Anybody want to guess? All right, if you don't know, use your worksheet. I'm going to tell you. There's a 1 and there's 2 zeros in it. It's 100. Okay, so you're going to actually have 100 for the C. Is there a 100 there? All right, yeah, you're going to match that up. The last 3, I want you to do on your own. If you have your worksheet, go ahead and find it and see where you can match it up, but make sure it's correct. Take your time, and that's a pretty cool way. Keep studying that worksheet so you know what the letters mean. We just tried it with X and counting by 5s to 30. Now it's asking you again. It's going to come in handy. So the Roman numerals are something to keep practicing each and every day, even when we're not in class. All right, now we're getting to the fun stuff. We're going to be counting money. How many of you guys like money? Mr. Hunter loves money. Oh, I should say I like money because God in the Bible says the love of money is the root of evil. So we don't want to love money, but money does help us. Money is a tool to allow us to get things done, pay our bills, get food, have entertainment, have nice clothes, and and go to the barbershop whenever we can go back outside and go to the barbershop. Enough about me. I'm talking too much. All right, so let's look at number 1 under the 6. So we have 5 dimes. Okay, so we have 5 dimes. All right, and then it says we have to plus. So we're adding 5 dimes to 9 pennies. And then what does that equal? Well, we have to find that out. So we're going to find it out in 1 second. But one of the ways that we can figure out what's going on here is we have to figure out how much a dime is worth. So how much is a dime worth? A dime is worth, a dime equals 10 cents. Okay. Now, we know that a dime equals 10 cents, so that's good. How much does a penny equal? A penny equals, oh, and I wrote it wrong. Penny equals 1 cent. So if we have 9 pennies, but they equal 1, what is that? That's going to be 9 cents right there. But now we have 5 dimes. So again, if we know that dimes are worth 10 cents, we can do it pretty easily. We can count by tens 5 times. So we're going, that's 1 dime. So that's 10, 2 dimes, 20, 3 dimes, 30, 4 dimes, 40, 5 dimes, 50. That's 50 cents. So we have 50 cents. And now we're going to plus it 9 cents. So really 50 cents plus 9 cents, or you can say 50 plus 9. How much is that? If you have 50 and you add 9 to it, you're going to have 59. So 59 is our answer, correct? It would be if it was just a number, but since we're dealing with money, we have to put the sign, the C sign for the cents. All right, so that's what we're doing for all of these answers down here. How much is a quarter worth? It's worth 25. So you know that when you see the next one says 3 quarters and 1 penny. So you're counting by 25s 3 times because it says 3 quarters. So 25. If you don't know how to do it, you have to add it. So if you don't know how much to add for a quarter, what you can simply do is add 25 plus 25. So 5 plus 5 will be 10. Add 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus another one is 5. So 50, and that's 2 quarters right there. It breaks it down. I'm sorry for the glare right there. I'm going to actually try to fix that real quick so you guys can see better. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better here. At certain times of the day, the sun comes into my apartment and I just can't block out everything, so there's a glare where I'm filming and where my computer is. So just bear with me. So you're going to be doing that for the next one. You see 3 quarters and 1 penny. Then it goes back to 3 dimes and 2 nickels. Wait a minute, that's a new one. We didn't say nickels today. So nickels, how much is a nickel worth? A nickel is worth 5. So make sure you put that. If you have to put it down, write it down how much each coin is worth. A dime, a penny is worth 1, a nickel is worth 5, a dime is worth 10, and a quarter is worth 25. If you have to write that down before you start working, write it down so that you know exactly what you're adding up. Because if you add up the wrong number, guess what? The entire problem will be wrong. And if you add the first one wrong and you think a dime is worth 11 cents, then guess what? When you get to the bottom one, you're just going to add wrong again. So make sure you do it right from the beginning. And that's why you take your time. All right. let's look at number 5. I skipped number 5 because I was just reading too fast, and I was so happy to jump into money. But number 5 says measure the toucan in inches. Okay, so now we have to get our ruler, right? We have to get our ruler, and you're going to measure that. All right, so you can measure it down and see how much it actually is, or how big it actually is on your worksheet when you use your ruler. All right, and then the last one on page 223 is number 7, and it's a word problem. I'm going to read it to you, and make sure you circle or underline the numbers when you hear them immediately. Okay, I'm sweating. I'm getting worked up over here. Number 7, it says Uncle Bobby, or Uncle Bob, gave Andrew 3 nickels. So that's our first clue. So we circle or underline. Andrew spent 11 cents. How much money does he have left? Oh, I love this problem. Everybody, if you like this problem, rub your hands like this. That's what happens when you know you're about to get something good. So we're about to get something good here. All right, so he gave Andrew 3 nickels. Remember, how much is a nickel worth? A nickel is worth 5. So what you have to do is you have to add 5 3 times. So 5, 10, 15. Okay, so 3 nickels equals 15. So what do? You have to write 15 down first. Okay, so that's the first step. Now it says Andrew spent 11 cents. So if he had 11 cents, he had 15 cents, and he gave away 11 cents, what are we doing? Are we adding or are we taking away? We're taking away. So we're going to put a minus, and then we're going to put 11. Okay, so now what the final thing is, it says how much money does he have left? So we have to take 15 cents minus the 11 cents, and that will give us our answer. Does everybody understand? Really, in these word problems, what is the key factor is that you may already know it, but what we want you to do is we want you to write out the formula. So some of you could see that in your head and you say, I already know 3 nickels is 15, minus 11 is 4. And what you'll do is you'll just write 4, but that will not get all of the points on the test. We want to see the entire formula. So you need to write 15 minus 11. Okay, so that needs to be what you put exactly on your page when you do this, not just today, but on your test. All right, so let's get ready. Let's flip the page. We're going to go over to page 224. All right. Oh, another word problem. Okay, here we go. Number 1, it says, how many leafcutter ants in all? So what do? We look down at the picture and we count all the ants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Raise your hands like this if everybody got 10. Did you get 10? You got 10? All right, so we got 10. So that's what we need to put in the first blank. Okay, now the next part of the question, because it's 2 parts, says how many groups of 10 will they make? So this is what we call division. Everybody ready for this? Division. Okay, so how many leafcutter ants in all? We have 10. How many groups of 10 will they make? So if we only have 10 ants and we want to make a group of 10, how many groups can we make if we have this group? If we have these ants? We can only make one group of 10 because there's only 10, right? So we're going to put the number 1. So we're going to put 10 in the first blank and then 1 because there's only one group. There's only enough ants to make one group of 10. All right. So now you see there, it says 10 divided by 10 is how many groups of 10 and 10 ants. So how many groups do we have? 10 divided by 10 is what? How many groups do we have there? We just have 1. So 10 divided by 10. We only have 1 group of 10 and 10 ants. That is the first part of division. All right, now the next problem is in there. It says 1 times 10. All right, so if you have one group and you have 10 ants, you take 1 times 10. How many do you have? One group of 10 and there's 10 ants. How many ants in that one group? You should be saying 10. You should be saying 10. 1 times 10 will equal 10 ants and one group of 10 ants. All right. So you guys may be a little bit confused right now. That's okay. We're going to pause for a second and then I'm going to jump in and give you a breakdown of how we are going to do division and how you can really make it a little bit more simple for your mind. All right. All right, guys. So we're back. I have a definition for you for what division is. All right, so when you look at division, I put some exclamation points behind it because I want you to get excited about this new skill you're going to learn. So everybody, Ruby, Mackenzie, Michael, Naomi, Ada, Solomon, I hope you guys are ready for this. All right, so when you're looking at this, division is defined as when you're splitting a number up by any given number. All right. Division is really when you're splitting a number up by any given number. So let's look at an example I have here. So let's say you have 3 carrots. Carrots are healthy. They help your eyes get better, to get strong. And I like carrots. So you have 3 carrots. And then you were to have 3 kids. How many carrots would each kid be able to have if we had 3 carrots? Do you guys know? I want to give you a second. We have 3 carrots, 3 kids. How many carrots would each kid be able to get? Well, the way we're going to be able to find it out is we're going to have to divide. Everybody say divide. All right. We're going to have to divide the carrots that we do have amongst all of the kids. All right. My markers are running out, so sorry about they're fading out there. So we have to divide the carrots with the kids. So how many carrots would each kid be able to get? 3 carrots, 3 kids. Do you guys know? I think you do. Okay, if we divide it, each kid is going to be able to get 1 carrot. All right. Now, how did we come up with that? How did we come up with that? All right, guys, so here's how we did it. And I had to pause my video because the helicopter was circling around, making noise outside. So what we had to do is you have 3 carrots, 3 kids. Each kid gets a carrot. And that is called division. We just did division right there. Really simple. How was it simple? Well, pretty much you had 3 carrots. So we're going to put a 3. All right. And we had to divide. Now, do you guys see that sign there? That sign, there's a little dot at the top, little dot at the bottom, and there's a minus sign in the middle. That is how you know we are dividing or doing division. We had 3 carrots, so 3 divided by how many kids? 3 kids. And that equals what? Well, how many carrots did each kid get? So 3 divided by 3. We had 3 kids, 3 carrots. So I gave each kid 1. So the answer is going to be a nice big 1. So 3 carrots, 3 kids. You have 3 carrots, you gave 1 to each kid, that is your answer. You gave 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. It's really simple. All the problems won't be as simple as that, but that's a way that you can learn how you're doing division. So let's look at the next problem here. Let's look at number 2, okay? Number 2 says, how many leaf cutter ants in all? So we have to count, all right? How many are in each one? So the first circle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 in that one. And the next one, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait a minute. There's 10 in that one. Are there 10 in all of these? We got to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many groups of 10 do we have? We have 4. So that means we have to count 10 4 times. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Or it's like multiplying. So we had 40 is our total. So we put that in the box there at the first line. How many leaf cutter ants? There's 40 total. Circle each group of 10. Oh, so now we have to circle each group. So we have to count 10, circle that one. Then we have to count 10, circle that one. Then we have to count 10, circle that one, and you guys know the rest. So how many groups did you circle? You circled 4. All right, you circled 4. So there's 4 groups. We're going to put that 4 in there. So what do we do now? How many groups of 10 do we have? We had 4. But now we have to do division. So we had 40. We had 40 ants, and each group had 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to write 40, as you see. It says 40 divided by 10. So how many groups of 10 did we have? 40 divided by 10, we had 10. We had 4 groups of 10. So we had 4 groups of 10. We're going to write that down there. I said it backwards, but I hope that wasn't too confusing. Pretty much 40 divided by 10 means we had 4 groups of 10, and that's how we get the answer there. So that's division. Guys, you see, you can listen to the video, you can do the problem over and over. You can do it with 5 and 10, or 50 and 10. You can do it with 60 and 10. You can do it with all even numbers to get some practice. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what we're about to do? Because at number 3, I think we're going to get some practice in. All right, so number 3, it says write the answers. All right, so let's give another hint. All right, so this first one, 0 times 10, multiplication. So if we have 10 0 times, how many 10s do we have? 0, 0, or cero. Remember? Cero, like in Espanol. Okay, what about 1 times 10? If we have 10 1 times, how many 10s do we have? We have 10. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We have 2 times 10. All right, so we have 10 two times. So 10, 20. Oh, wait a minute. That's multiplication. So that'll be 20. Then we have 3 times 10. So we have 3 tens. So 3 times 10. So 10, 20, 30. That's 3 tens. Wait, that's 30. Do you guys see a pattern here for the multiplication? Well, let's look at this on the division side. You have 0 divided by 10. So if you have 10 dividing 0, what are you going to be? You can't give out anything if there's nothing to give it to. That's going to be a 0. Okay, we just did the other problem here. 10 divided by 10. Does anybody know? You have 10 divided by 10. How many tens do you have? Excuse me, you have 1 10. So there's only 1 10. All right, you have 20 divided by 10, or divided by 10. How many tens do you have now in the 20? How many tens are in the 20? 10, 20. There's 2 tens in 20. So that's going to be 2. Okay, now we have 30 divided by 10. All right, so 30 divided by 10. How many tens are in 30? 10, 20. There's 3. Do you guys see that? When we're doing multiplication, we're saying how many times are we counting 10 when we do 2 times 10? How many tens? Well, we're counting 10 twice, so 10, 20. But when we're doing 20 divided by 10, how many tens are in 20? And you're going to go 10, 20. There's only 2. You understand the difference. It's a little bit of a mind shift, but multiplication and division are similar concepts, but really it's about taking the step. I want you guys to practice. I did a good amount for you. These are even numbers, so they should be a little bit easier for you. I want you to practice. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to actually put a little video underneath of all of this inside this YouTube, so you get some additional work. And then on that IXL, try the multiplication, try it out, practice it, and see if that helps you. Any question you have, we can try to build this skill set quickly and jump right into this. All right. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson. See you tomorrow.